Hey, 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 happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Hey, Simone, how are you?
I'm really, can you hear me? I'm really
Yes.
well.
You look beautiful. I love that flower in your hair. And who is this beautiful person sitting next to you?
This is Maisel. Maisel, you say hi?
Hi. Wow, I'm so glad that you took time to speak with us right when, look, in the middle of the magic that you do. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Her little face is the cutest, right?
That's a beautiful dog. Okay, so for those who are not aware with wonderful you and the awesome things that you do, this is Simone Coleman. She is the owner and lead operator of Petrospect. And for all the extra information, of course, you can be sure to check out the website petrospectpet.com. But she does pet sitting, and not just any kind of pet sitting. It's not like your neighbor just coming over and taking care of your dog or just acting like take care of your dog. She really is like top notch, home away from home. As you can see, that dog, like you would think that dog lived there.
This is actually a client. Yes, oddly enough, I don't own any dogs. And a lot of people come to my house and they're usually like, oh, so is that your dog? I'm like, nope, she's here for boarding or daycare or.
Wow. Okay. So I didn't realize that. You don't own a dog.
I don't own any pets.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty okay. Now that's okay. So as a non-pet owner who we know is amazing, question. How did this all come about? Because this is, first of all, congratulations, happy anniversary, 2 years of stellar service, 2 years of stellar care. Look at, she's like, yes. She's so excited. So, how did this even come about? Because people, for those who don't know, be sure to check her out. Check out her website. Like, this is not your everyday, ordinary pet sitting service. This is prime, top, stellar service. How did this come about?
Yes. So, oddly enough, like I said, I don't own a dog now, but formerly I actually was raised here in Middle Tennessee. I'm located in Antioch, but I was raised on a small farm. I had dogs as, growing up that were outside animals. I will admit we had like one that stayed inside, but we had goats and chickens. I rode horses till I was 16.
What?
Yeah, I've done it all. Western style, not English style riding, by the way. So I was always around animals, but never knew it was going to be a thing. So as I got older, I actually ended up having a career in the NBA after college. So I went from basically living on this farm, going to school in like small town USA, to having a whole different career where I took my business degree and started working in sales for the Sixers, the Philadelphia 76ers and the Miami Heat. So let me explain my position with that. If you were a season ticket holder of the Titans and your business basically went to them and was like, hey, I want season tickets, I would be in the front office. I would help you with your season tickets. I would help you with your clients. Say you want to send 4 clients to a game, you call Simone.
Okay.
So I did that. And then when I moved back to Tennessee in 2016 from leaving the Miami Heat, I actually was just super overqualified. I couldn't get a job. And I didn't understand the statement of being overqualified.
Yeah.
It's very disheartening, and I went through a very deep depression about it. But at that time in Miami, I had a dog, and I brought them to Tennessee with me. And when I got to a point that I mentally was not able to care for myself, I rehomed my dog with my friend's mom. So the depression just took me through a whole different spell. And a friend was like, well, why don't you pet sit in your spare time? Just to like help and things like that with my depression, things like that. So I basically started pet sitting on a pet sitting care app. And then I was like, hold on, I have a business degree. I built my own logo. I got a business license 2019 in October. And I went from there, and it's been 2 years now, and I've been Petrospect since day one. And I just got a lot of good reviews, and I didn't realize that the world is running on reviews, right? You know, when I started, I was like, okay, like services run on reviews. And when I got really good reviews, I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this.
Okay, so first of all, dealing with depression, not even realizing, like, and it's so funny because you were overqualified, but it's like, okay, but sis, if you weren't overqualified, you probably were in somebody's office doing something you didn't love, not even flowing your gifts, and all these families would have been having an injustice because they would have been like, nobody loves my dogs. And so, I mean, that's wrong thing. Look at me. I'm just so excited. Hold on one second. My bad. That is not what I meant to do. Sorry, guys. This is what I meant to do. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Because somebody else would just been like, okay, no hope, no anything. And you grew up on a farm? What a perfect person. Teresa says, oh, wow, I don't do dogs, but how do you pet sit for a dog that does not know you? How do you know if the dog will like you or not bite you? And she has it in capital. You are awesome.
Teresa, I am super, super thankful for you. That's a great question. For me personally, what I do is I have protocols. When an owner wants their dog to come to me, I have a trial night that they go through if they want to do boarding or daycare here with me. And I have an in-home facility, which means I'm in a 3-bedroom home and I have a fully fenced in backyard. They come to my home for the meet and greet and the trial night to get to know me as a human to human and a dog to human. And they get to stay the night with me without their human for 24 hours. Their human will come back the next day, pick them up. And then we basically go through the process of seeing if they're having separation anxiety from their owner. And a lot of people won't understand what separation anxiety is. So I compare it to actually loneliness in humans. So if I'm missing Jelly, I'm having separation anxiety from her. So that's basically just the missing of the dog from their human. So if they're like panting a lot and like sweat, that's like sweating and like drooling and like not being very comfortable, their anxiety is a little bit too high for my facility. And usually I'll say, oh, that's not a good fit. I've never been bitten. I haven't had a situation where the dogs aren't tamed enough to where I feel like I can't care for them. Now, I'll explain this too. I currently have an Akita at my house that's 105 pounds. And then I have Maisel here, she's probably a good 45 pounds. And then I had a dog 2 days ago that was 3 pounds. So I'm saying that to say there's all types of breeds that can bite and be aggressive and different things like that. And I'm just very particular in how I go about my protocols and making sure that people understand how my business runs.
Okay, that was a lot. Like I'm sitting here like, wow. So you
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, because I'm sitting here like this is a whole process. Like this is not just drop your dog off. Because I mean, you actually sacrifice your time to test and see if this is gonna work. And little Gucci might be losing her mind. And you know what I mean? Like that was time you can't get back, you know, like, oh my gosh.
It's compared to actually like dropping your kid off at not daycare, but at kindergarten. When you sign up for kindergarten, like with the dogs, any dog that comes to me, I have to have their full vaccinations from a vet. I have to make sure that they're on flea, tick, and heartworm prevention, and making sure that they don't have any aggression issues with other dogs.
Wow.
So like when you take your child to kindergarten, you can't just show up and be like, oh, you know, here's my kid, here's Joey. They're going to be like, so do you have their vaccination records? Oh, well, Joey can't come in today. Isn't that right, Hazel?
So when they stay, like what? I mean, you have 3 rooms. Are
Mhm.
they inside? Are they outside? Are they everywhere? Like,
Uh, did you just sing cream on the inside, on the outside, ice cream paint job? Okay, I'm just making sure you didn't sing that. Okay, I'm just what I was gonna say is they actually can I walk you around?
who? Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay,
Here we
VIP
go,
tour.
here we go. So let me see if I can get some light on us here. So
Yeah.
this is my living room area, but so when the everyone comes in, they're kind of just in here. That's more of the like dog couch.
Okay.
And everybody's allowed on furniture unless they're not allowed on furniture at their home, because I never want to send a dog home with behaviors that they're not supposed to have at their own home.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's kind of like when your kid goes to school and they learn the word stupid and you're like, how they learn that? And then you're like, oh, they've been going to daycare. So I don't ever want to send a child home, a dog home, and they're like, why are you on the furniture? I learned that at Auntie Simone's house.
Wow.
So
Is that hard for them though? When if they see other dogs and they're just like, I want to be down, and you're like, no, no, no. Your mommy says no.
yes, that is something that I try to, depending on the dog that's here, some parents will be like, now don't get me wrong, I call them parents. But parents will be like, oh, I guess if everybody else is doing it, they can do it too. But and then I've had some dogs go home and an owner call me and they're just like, did you let them lay on the bed? And I'm like, oh man, they might have jumped up there. But I've also had situations where a dog can be with me for so long, like a week or so, and then they go home and they're having separation anxiety from me.
Nuts! I want to live
Yes.
there now. The grass is greener.
Yes.
Teresa's like, oh wow, a tour.
Oh yes, let me walk you around. Okay, so if you walk through here, actually, this is actually my kitchen. So I normally have a so you see where my stove is over here, right? So people are like, how do you have the dogs in your kitchen? We put a gate up because I don't do that whole dog hair on the stove thing. We try not to burn dog hair. We only burn bacon. Okay. And then, because my back door is actually through my kitchen, but we have a lot of gates in the areas too. So if I need to separate a dog from here, from the living room, this is actually a baby gate here.
They don't jump over?
Now, I do have a couple dogs that have jumped over, but majority of them are trained well enough to where they know. I don't provide training, even though I know trainers in the area. But when they come to my house, any dog has to get trained on your respect, I guess, in a way. And that's same way with humans. When somebody comes to my house, I'm just like, hey, I have dogs here. Are you comfortable with dog hair? Things like that. And even outside, as you can see out here, like I have a patio here, but I also have a gate that that separates. Can you see that? Yes. I have a gate that separates the ground of the backyard from the patio if I ever need to separate the dogs from coming and just standing at my back door.
Okay.
And I have a fully fenced in yard over there that you kind of can't see right now. And I have a kennel out there as well, because you never want to just introduce a dog just willy-nilly.
Okay.
Because they could have aggression and you didn't know it, and you don't ever want to start a fight. I've never had a fight yet. I don't want to fight.
Yes. Auntie Simone's house is a happy house.
So I'm going to walk you through the rest of here. This is my mess of a room, but the dogs can sometimes, Maisel actually sleeps with me. I'm not going to lie, y'all. He said, how do you keep all the dogs' rules and habits straight? Well, it depends on the dog. Most of the dogs all get along when I have a majority. I only take a capacity of 15.
That's a lot.
Let me see. How many are here right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4, but Tuesdays.
So quiet.
Tuesdays are my slowest days. Everyone, when people come over and they're like, "How do you keep them so quiet?" They come from good homes. I mean, these people, they take good care of their dogs, and they listen to me.
Do you have dogs that have to watch certain like this dog only watches this kind of TV show? You got to have a TV on for Poochie at 2:00. She got to get her Oprah. I mean, how does that?
That is a very good question. One of the ways, like he was just asking about behaviors and habits, that I actually work with the dogs is I will turn on Alexa. If I have to leave a dog in a room and separate them from another dog, I'll either leave on ambient noise. Jazz is usually good for dogs too. And oddly enough, I've come to find out that listening to Michelle Obama's Becoming, the dogs are a lot calmer because her voice sounds a lot like mine, and they have my scent in the house. So say I like walk out of a room and they have to be behind a gate or behind a door. I'll leave that on at a louder sound so that they feel like I'm still around them.
So like, yes, Michelle, I mean, Simone. It's
crazy. It's very strategic, but I'm very strategic about it.
Wow. So how many dogs do you keep at one time?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I try not to keep a capacity over 14 or 15. This Christmas and Thanksgiving, I'm trying to do 20 at one time. And now I am my own employee right now, even though I'm trying to hire soon. I need at least one more person that can work kind of first or second shift with me. It does get to be a lot, especially when it becomes feeding time, because I don't feed any dogs together. So imagine feeding 14 dogs and how many hours that might take.
They all have a private lunch?
They all get private breakfasts and dinners. Yes.
Yes, Teresa. Oh my God.
And Teresa, you see this bed? That's a dog bed.
Wait. This is a puppy hotel. Okay. There's a dog bed. He wants to know, how do you feed 20 dogs?
So what I normally do is that I don't feed them anything they don't come with because of allergies and things like that go on with pets these days, and all the different types of foods. If you bring a dog that has anything other than kibble, I will charge extra for that if I have to make them eggs or if they have raw food and I have to watch them and make sure they don't swallow bones or anything like that. It's very particular. So I do feed them separately. Sometimes I'll feed them outside or some inside, or even in my garage. Sometimes it's heated and aired out there too. And I'll separate them into that area.
Girl, you are amazing. So Teresa, is this your food? Yes, Teresa, this is her business and she's hiring for staff.
Full-time job, this all the time.
This is like the plaza, puppy plaza.
Now, don't get me wrong, at night I do have crates. I will crate some of them at night. Maisel's really great, and I don't necessarily crate her all the time. It depends on the client, but a majority of the time, several of them are crated. Yes, a lot of dogs eat eggs.
I told y'all, this is not some run-of-the-mill just watch my dog. Like, she takes time to learn what works, what doesn't work. She has learned behaviors of animals. They are getting like stellar treatment, and it's not just she actually is researching this stuff. I am so impressed, Simone. Girl. That's why I had to have her on here. I'm like, y'all, people are doing things on levels that we can't imagine.
You see this TV? That's for them. I don't watch TV.
They're watching Paw Patrol. What they like?
If I turn on a TV, I actually do not turn on animals. The only reason why is because If I turn on Paw Patrol, for instance, and they hear a dog bark, they're going to start barking.
Oh.
Then if they hear sirens, they can start howling.
Do you have neighbors?
Yes, I have great neighbors, actually. And sometimes they stare at me like, what's going on at this girl's house? But what games and activities do they do? Girl, we have tug toys. You see, she sat down. She sat down because she's like
ready.
She's like, can I have that, please?
Oh, y'all, this is for. I feel like this is for real VIP tour. Simone, thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yes. I even, I got everything around this house. I'm sitting here digging under a table. So these are toys that I buy specifically for them to chew on. This is a bone, not a bone, but it's supposed to be like a stick, and they chew on it. And I get rid of these just about every 2 to 3 months, just because so many different dogs have chewed on them. You have to watch for things like kennel cough and different areas of sickness. Because you don't want, kennel cough is basically when your kid has a snotty nose and they done went to school and they gave Joey and Jesse a snotty nose. Kennel cough.
The dogs can do that too. I don't. Mike looked like he clapping for the dogs.
Thank you. I mean, and I love little things from my clients too. My client made me this arrangement from her own garden. They give me random things during the holidays, like I'm a teacher. He said, what do they watch? CNN?
Yes. Like they can't watch, but
they, so what I normally will put on the TV is like, what did we watch the other day? What was that? Castaway. We sure did. We watched, Tom Hanks and Mr. Wilson.
I'm so dead. The dog is like, ooh.
But I'll show you this too as the last couple of things. So this door right now is unlocked because I just unlocked it, but this screen is normally locked. And it's kind of funny. I'm wanting to change this because dogs sometimes run into it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
I've seen the craziest stuff when dogs run into this glass. But also, just in case a dog tries to get out of this door, there's also a gate at my front.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a gate right here so the dogs don't actually get out of and get to the street.
So they're safe. I mean, they're gated up.
Oh yeah, we are gated up and everything around here. So say Maisel comes out right now. She's stuck on the patio with me. And she can't get to the road. Now, don't get me wrong. I am bonded and insured, but I'm not crazy. Come on, Maisel. Come on, baby. Thank you.
Teresa says, no offense. I would not want to be your neighbor. LOL. Is there like a HOA rules about dogs? My covenants don't allow no more than 2 to 3 dogs and certain breeds allowed. Oh, okay. So where she lives, you're not allowed to have
that's a very good question. I do happen to live in a neighborhood without an HOA, which is very, very rare. Now, eventually, I'm looking to be talking to investors and things in actually the next 3 weeks about moving into a home facility that is commercial styled. So it's still the home-based area. So it's not like you're bringing your dog to a brick and mortar. It still will be a home, and we'll figure the rest of it out as we go. But
it's gonna be amazing. I already know.
Yes. Thank you.
Does your house have any doggy doors?
Oh, yes. So doggy doors for them to go out and come in on their own? No.
Good.
They are never in the yard without Auntie Moan.
I know that's right.
And the only reason being is because they could dig a hole, they could disappear, through under a fence or anything. And I'm actually, I I have a fence company coming next week to actually put up a chain link fence along my wooden fence to make sure if the holes are dug, they don't have a way to get out.
I mean, I love it because like you said, at the end of the day, they do have parents, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so you do want to make sure that they're safe and that they're, because they're still animals, but
yes, very much
instincts, so.
And I do pet photography as well. So when the dogs are here, I'm carrying my camera all the time.
Girl, photo shoot for little Pookie.
Yes, we are taking pictures of Maisel and her little cute bandana all the time. So that's just something that I add on for clients as well. And every once in a while I'll do dog walks in the area, but that's pretty rare. Most of the time it's just the boarding and daycare. And I mean, I've even got poop bag holders. This is how cool I am, y'all. Watch this. I've even got spooky poop bags.
Oh, why?
Because I'm cool.
It's just so, I don't mean like why, but I was just like, girl, it's just so, it's just like.
It is a why. It's like, why is she doing this?
Well, I mean, because poop is going in there. But it's like
you got fancy poop around here.
That's what my mind. That's what I mean. When I was like, why? It was because I was like, but it's poop.
I'm surprised nobody has asked the question yet. How do I keep up with the poop in my yard? What is this? Do parents ask you for report cards? I'll answer that first. Parents do not really ask me for report cards, but they kind of know it's a part of the process. Wow. I do send an update. I tell people they can get updates from me 1 to 3 times a day. But if something goes on and you need to call, FaceTime, you want a selfie with me and the dog, you want anything with your dog, I will make that happen for you to the best of my ability. I've had everything from, a person, I go pick up a dog and a lady was like, can I get a picture of you and the dog with your head out the window before y'all leave? You sure can. Right.
I cannot. I cannot. Like, you are, because just like if it was a child, you are really, I can see why they don't mind leaving them with you. I can see why they don't mind. I can see why they want to sign up and make sure they own your books.
You see these little things over here in the corner, the little pumpkins on the couch? Tell me why I had those handmade to take pictures with the dogs for fall. I'm terrible.
So you're an enabler. You're an enabler to these parents. And so your background is full of poop. Is that what I heard you say?
My background?
How do you keep your background?
Oh, yes. So my yard, I have, there was a weekend 2 weeks ago that I had 14 dogs. And the next weekend I had 13 dogs. So imagine that going through your yard and using the bathroom that many times. And a yard ain't but so big. So I actually have a girl that's a poop scooper that knows landscaping that comes to my yard once a week, and she scoops it all up in these biodegradable bags, and she deodorizes my yard, and she tells me if there's anything in the poop that she thinks is suspicious. She knows about dogs.
I can't. You're so very, you just answered Teresa's question. Like,
yes,
that's so very detailed. Like,
yeah, I do. Now, if the bowel movements change, I'm usually out there to be able to see what's going on with each dog. And all the dogs usually don't go out. Like, I don't send 14 dogs out together. It's usually, 4 or 5, enough that if something was to break out, I can manage stopping it. So I will usually see what their bowel movements look like, because sometimes even if they're having a stomach ache, they'll use it in the crate because they can't hold it. And then I have to clean it up.
Yeah, my bad. I had you thinking poop was in your background. My apologies.
You know what? Hey, You never know around here. And you know, she examines the poop. Look, I tell people I am not a vet, but at the same time, I do have to be cautious of, you know, making sure that your dog is not getting sick in my home. There's air purifiers in every room. Just because I want to make sure that we're keeping down with pet dander and debris in the home. I am vacuuming twice a day, but I also have a housekeeper and I have a landscaper. This is a team around here.
He's talking about the crate. When they poop in the crate, you gotta be like, yeah, little JoJo, you know.
That's the stories. Honestly, those are the stories you don't tell, because it's like if you send your kid to daycare and they come with an extra pair of clothes at the beginning of the year and they don't use it for 6 months, that's the story you don't tell when you send them home in that extra pair of clothes that they might not fit no more. And they like, well, what happened, Johnny? Mama, I had an accident today. You know, the teacher ain't gonna tell you that it was really splatter poop on the wall.
I know you're not a doctor, but can dogs carry COVID? I wonder.
You know what? I don't know that they can carry it, but I will be quite honest with you. I have paperwork for a dog that has had a COVID vaccination shot. They are giving dogs COVID vaccination shots. I don't know what is in it or what it consists of, but I have seen paperwork where one of the dogs that I was caring for, on their paperwork, it said that they had a COVID vaccination shot.
Things that make you go,
Yeah.
Y'all, look, check her out. Follow her on Instagram. Follow Simone, the pet sitter. Check out her website. Y'all, she gives us, she doesn't go as detailed as this exclusivity that I got tonight, you know, and on her on her profiles. I love, but the fact that, you know, young Black women making things happen, you know, who didn't let, you know, depression or anything else keep you down, and you are literally changing people's lives, because I know how people are about their pets. And I know that you are definitely relieving a lot of stress and anxiety. And these parents, honey, the way you pamper these parents and pamper their dogs, you are changing lives. You know, young Black woman making it happen.
You know, I like to tell people one thing that I'll add with that. With my depression, I am a 3-time suicide attempt survivor. And I tell people every day that I have a routine where I have to get up. I have to make sure that their dogs are fed. I have to make sure that their dogs are using the bathroom, that they're clean, that they're not getting sick. That provides me a life. I have never in my life, until literally just about 1.5 years ago, been at a point where I wanted to live. I have lived just about half my life with suicidal ideation and struggled mentally very, very heavily. And now I'm finally at a point in my life that I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do this the rest of my life. Send me your dogs. Dogs don't speak and money is green. Okay? I love y'all.
I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you chose life, because your life is necessary.
Thank you.
Because you could have just chose to live and been doing some kind of half job. You are choosing to live and are doing stellar work, stellar service. I already know if these investors don't, honey, these investors.
I'm sorry.
Somebody just throw a ball at you?
He was trying to get me to get this ball, and I was like, please stop. And I was like, I'm gonna get it, girl. Look at her. She's she gonna bite my hand off.
She's like, girl, we gonna give them a whole show, okay?
This is what we do all day.
Says congratulations, thanks for coming on today. Teresa says, this is awesome. I don't even like dogs. I'd leave my dog there.
Thank you, Teresa. You know what? I'm gonna send you a doggy gift. Christmas.
It's an awesome testimony. It is. You are so inspiring. You know, just choose. I'm so glad you choose life. I pray you continue to choose life, because your life is necessary, ma'am.
Thank you.
I never thought about having a pet. Now I almost want to get a pet just so I can take it to Petrospect. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be foo-foo too. You know, like
Hey. I love y'all. Thank you for having me here. Jelly, thank you so much for creating this platform for people like me, people like you. I'm just so gracious.
I am so grateful to have you. This has been amazing. I know you got to get back to work. So y'all, meet me here same time, same place next time. Make sure you follow all her pages. You don't want to miss out. I love the newsfeed. I watch the newsfeed. It is amazing. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
And that is all, folks. Have a great rest of your week.
Tell them bye, Maisel.
Bye, honey. Where's you going?
Look, she chilling.
Bye, honey. Bye.
Bye.